All right, got that resolve chord in. Very good. So, we have a much longer thing this week because about, I think it's like around 160 beats per minute, you're actually no longer linked up or synced up. There we go, synced up with the click. So a couple things about that. I get the impression that you just didn't know. And, I mean, if you don't know, then you don't know. So that's why we have this much longer piece to play at 150 beats per minute, because you did well there, and then like right after that is when things started to get off. So that's why we're going to play at that higher tempo for you, where it's in control but almost not. So I want you to follow along with this video often when you practice. Now, if I don't remember to ask this in the email, could you tell me if you do have Guitar Pro? If you have it, then I'm going to ask you to practice along with this with Guitar Pro more often. This way, when you get to those higher speeds, you will hear exactly how it's supposed to go. So if you don't have Guitar Pro, I highly recommend getting it. It is a tremendous practice tool. Helps out a bunch. We can also do this. When you feel you can play this whole thing with the repeat, as I'm going to demonstrate in just a moment, when you feel you can play this whole thing accurately, go ahead and send a video whenever that's done. And then I'll ask you to try going a little bit faster. So no need to work this one up. You can start at the 150 right away, because starting at 60 and going up in fives for this would take forever. So way too much room for error. There's one thing to point out though, as far as when you're practicing stuff. If you ever have any doubts if what you played was accurate, assume it was not. Anytime you doubt or think maybe, I think maybe it was okay, that's never good enough. We always want to be very, very sure and feel confident with what we do before we increase the speed. That really helps people stay in that perfect practice realm instead of just practicing, right? Only perfect practice makes perfect. So I'm going to follow along with Guitar Pro here. I turned the MIDI guitar off, so you're just going to hear me plus the click. And let me put this so we have a count of 8 instead of 4. This way, a little bit easier to tell when I'm going to start. Let me just get a volume check here. Okay, I think that's fine. No real need to count this one. Or saying the count 1, 2, and 4, because you know this one, and that might just get a little tedious saying it the whole time, but you certainly can. Nothing wrong with doing that. I'm probably going to say some out of habit. So, getting this up to being able to play the whole thing at 150, do it a few times a day would be good. But yeah, once you feel like you got it to 150, go ahead and send a video over. No need to wait until next week. And yeah, we'll take it from there. Also, want to point out that these chords that we're using are all in the key of C major, also known as A minor. So key of C is the relative major to A minor. So you're basically getting all the root notes of these power chords, just kind of teaching you the notes on the fretboard down here, all in key, so where your natural notes are laid out there. So I don't remember if I asked much about scale stuff, but hey, if you know any theory, scales, and things like that, let me know. Let me know what you do know. All right, here we go. 3, 4. we go. All right. Any questions come up, let me know. And I will see you in your next video.